Hey there, friends of FallCon. It's Darren here again with our next unboxing video. This time it is Cosmic Encounter Duel. This game is part of the FallCon Gaming Library, sponsored this year by Eastridge Games. Check them out at ergames.ca. Cosmic Encounter Duel is designed by Frank Brooks, Bill Eberle, Peter Olotka, and Greg Olotka. It was published in 2020 by Fantasy Flight Games, and the art was done by Sebastián Koziner, Jean-Baptiste Reynaud, and Régis Torres. My apologies for any mispronunciations. According to the publisher, Cosmic Encounter Duel is a game for 2 players, ages 14 and up, and plays in about 30 minutes. At the time of recording this video, Cosmic Encounter Duel had a rating of 7.6 and a weight of 2.56. It is currently ranked 3,722nd overall with over 250 ratings. Elevator duel for Cosmic Encounter Duel is 2 alien races vie for control of planets in this chaotic science fiction game. Mechanically, this game includes hand management, simultaneous action selection, and variable player powers. Alright, let's get on to the unboxing. So, this is a Fantasy Flight game. It is in a small 8x8 by 1.5 box. The art is right of the Cosmic Encounter. Not going to make any assumptions or presumptions that people have played Cosmic Encounter. But this is a 2-player back and forth. It's going to have a lot of take that in it, I suspect. Give it a shrink. Have a look inside the box. Alright, first thing I noticed is the box is a little thinner quality than I was expecting from a Asmodee Fantasy Flight. But artwork is incredibly vibrant and always well done with the Cosmic Encounter games. Alright, let's have a look at the rulebook. This rulebook is 20 pages long with a quick reference on the back of the book. I'm going to move up here. Alright. Let's get this out of the way to not distract me. So very retro artwork, almost Tron-like. We have the introduction, game overview. We have some assembly to do for dials and some other bits. Hopefully they fit in the box assembled. Find out when I get to that point. We have the components, a bunch of cards, a really trippy warp tile, the ships, planet tiles, even more cards, a straggler token, and some ship dials, and some tactics tokens that look really interesting. We'll take a look at those in a moment. Basic concepts. There are aliens, and there are ships, and planets, and the warp zone. If you played Cosmic Encounter before, those are also the same things in that game. I know, I said I wasn't going to talk about Cosmic Encounter, but it's really difficult not to compare them. Same company, just this is a 2-player version of that game. Going to go into setup, prepare your destiny, separate the various decks and shuffle each one. You can do that. You have good, clear iconography. So I can show you here. I'll get to it when I actually show the game, but iconography on the various cards looks very different from each other, so I should be able to tell them apart. You separate your envoys, choose your aliens, prepare the warp, see who's winning, determine the straggler, draw your opening hands, and play your first discovery card. We have an example of the play area, which is good, so you can make sure you're all set up to go in a head-to-head battle. How to play the game? Play the game is this long. That's it. And then they have winning the game and duels for planets. That's not bad. That's going to be very straightforward. We have plans when you take a duel. This is the fight. Negotiate, possibly negotiation. I don't know how you're going to have negotiation in a 2-player game, but when you choose your plans, reveal your tactics, check for ships, determine the winner of the duel. Lots of clean, clear examples. Cleanup, reinforcement cards, your envoys. You start with 3 envoys representing ambassadors from previously established planets. Cool. who's the leader, who's the straggler, hand limit, additional rules, what the alien abilities are, what resources you have, and then what's going on the planet, a block of clarifications, your credits, your playtesters, and then a quick ref, which probably means there's no quick reference cards for player aids or anything like that. So we shall see in a moment. As is Fantasy Flight's wont, everything is shrink wrapped. So there are 2 punch boards, shrink wrapped for trying to avoid getting everything warping in different layers of humidity that exist within North America. Calgary being a very dry, very dry locale, and places like the Maritimes being a very wet, humid area. All right, bunch of planets. Have that over here so we don't distract ourselves. Bunch of planets, 12 planets. These probably are your dials, player dials. Lots of cool retro art with some 8-bit iconography on the planets. Cool. And proof of purchase if you need to have such a thing. This tile is it's the warp tile, the dial covers, and some of the other standees that are needed in the game. Sorry about that. On the back side, very exciting. It says numbers. So, yeah. That's all the punch boards in the game. Again, as is Fantasy Flight's want, we have cards, not in a shrink wrap, but in a Ziploc bag, which is excellent. These are very plasticky feel to them, so they look like they have a good core. They're a little smaller than a Magic card. This is an alien, I guess. Or, yeah, it's the Voyager. And then we have a bunch of these type cards. These are the Cudgel, and they have what happens when they duel. It's really small text. I apologize. I don't think I can get... Oh, there we go. Yeah, the text is very small. I'm like 3 inches away from the camera, but it'll do. I don't know how easy it's going to be able to read across a table. You're going to be talking a lot, I suspect, about what your alien powers are and what you can do. But there's a goodly stack of them. Yeah. These have the warp symbol on them and ships. And these are events. Cool. Yes, these are all events. It's going to have text on it on what's happening and then what happens next. This is the Warp Speed Racer. And we'll go in here. Do electric sheep. Dream of androids. And what happens next. Okay. All right. That's the event deck. That'll be another very colorful deck that has planets and ships. These are discovery cards. What happens when you get on a planet? These are the seeds of resentment. You discover a new planet and fight the inhabitants, I guess. Have a duel. And then another battlefield. Discover a new planet and have a duel there. I see a theme here. Yeah. Okay. They have some sort of discovery, some sort of ship advantage, and what happens to the loser. All right. I'm not quite sure what going on in the back of that card. Ships and trippy space things. These are refresh cards. What's going to happen, I guess, when you refresh? Maybe at the end of the round? I don't know. But cards are resources. So these icons, these 8-bit icons, represent the planet symbols that we had. So that will be what happens on each planet. Very cool. Okay, we have a pile of translucent plastic ships. I don't know how many there are, 20 or so. They stack, so I'm not showing it very well. they have little, let's see if I can get that in there. So they have divots on one side of it and a dimple on the other side, and they'll just stack together like so. Pretty cool. They sit on a table really nicely, and you can stack them like poker chips and play with them a lot, which I used to. There's a bag of blue ones, and I'm going to call them orange. You'll probably call them whatever color they actually are. All right, we have more cards. There's a lot more cards. We have some more of that deck here, the refresh cards. I'm just going to put those on the refresh deck. Yep. Another new deck. Looks very warpy on the warp deck, maybe. They are reinforcement cards, probably. Yeah, let's go to there. No, reinforcement cards with a number. Can be played as a 12 clan. Cool. Or a minus 12. So pluses and minuses. Cool. Those are reinforcement cards. We have plans. We have the Answer, 42. The Bold, 20. The Nasty, 9. The Sinister. Oh, these are two different decks. So, two colored decks for the two different players, the blue and the orange, with cards rounding from the -2 all the way up to 42. And I suspect exactly the same deck for the other player. But the backs are the same, so I don't know if they'll get mixed or if they're just going to be, whether I can sleeve them into the two different colors. Doubtful, because there are other decks. We have the bits that make the wheel. And we have, I don't know if these are the aliens. I don't know what those other first cards were. There's the Bouncer. There's the Cheater. These are races right out. Some of these might be out of the Cosmic Encounter. These might also be brand new. There is a large pile of them, and they have similar backs to the plans and reinforcements, but as you can see, much different in size. Not quite tarot card size, and there's quite a number of them. Excellent. All right, now, because Fantasy Flight has some tradition of hiding things under the insert, we'll check. Nothing hiding, nothing under my sleeve. Goodbye. The inserts in Fantasy Flight are really only good for transportation, not really any use for getting, storing it on a shelf. All right. Why did I get this for the convention? Two-player game. I don't collect a lot of two-player games in my personal collection because I don't play a lot of two-player games. But especially at our external events, comic expos and animathons, two-player games are very regularly signed out on a frequent basis. So I wanted to add a couple more two-player games to the collection. And Cosmic Encounter has a great track record at our convention and other sites. So I thought this would be a no-brainer to add to the library. Yeah, so I hope you guys will come to the convention or one of our external events that we run in the future, then try this out. I want to thank you guys for checking out our unboxing video of Cosmic Encounter Duel. I want to thank Eastridge Games for sponsoring our FallCon gaming library this year. Come check out FallCon.com for more information about our convention and our meetups in the Calgary, Alberta area. Please feel free to like and to subscribe to our channel. And if you have any questions, leave me a comment, and I will try to answer as best I can. In closing, I'm Darren with FallCon, and I want to know, are you game? Thanks, and have a great day.